Hello there. How are you today? It's such a pleasure to connect with you again and share meaningful lessons about life. Have you ever found yourself in trouble simply because you stood out too much? As the saying goes, people often envy the talented and mock those who fail. This reminds us that human nature can sometimes be quite complex. That's why humility is the best shield to protect yourself. In today's complex world, it's crucial to live modestly and avoid boasting excessively about yourself. In fact, there are certain things you should never share with anyone, not even with close neighbors, to steer clear of unnecessary trouble. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Your support means so much and inspires me to keep sharing valuable lessons. If you like this topic, leave a comment with the number 10, or if not, comment with the number 1, so I can improve and deliver better content for you. Now, let's dive in. The first rule: avoid flaunting your wealth. In traditional Chinese culture, there's a saying, wealth should not be openly displayed. While financial success is a common aspiration that enhances living standards and material comforts, flaunting wealth excessively can lead to unnecessary problems. First, showing off wealth can easily make others uncomfortable. People naturally seek recognition and approval. Some flaunt their riches to attract attention and admiration, but this often backfires. Instead of gaining respect, excessive displays of wealth can provoke resentment and frustration in two. Second, wealth in society is rarely distributed equally. Some have plenty, while others struggle to make ends meet. Flashing wealth in such an imbalanced environment can ignite envy and create feelings of exclusion or division. Third, excessive displays of wealth can harm personal relationships. Constantly flaunting one's success may come across as arrogant, leading others to lose trust or respect. Envy can also lead to hostility, undermining friendships and creating rifts that didn't exist before. Lastly, flaunting wealth can pose serious security risks. It may draw the attention of those with malicious intent, making you a target for theft or other crimes. This significantly increases the likelihood of becoming a victim. In a world where modesty and discretion are often undervalued, keeping your success private is not only wise, it's also a safeguard for your relationships and personal security. The second rule: avoid flaunting your social connections. As Sun Tzu wrote in The Art of War, the best strategy is to conquer the mind first, then the fortress. Win through understanding before using force. This principle teaches us that to gain the upper hand, you must first understand others and protect your own vulnerabilities. Only by doing so can you navigate interactions effectively and avoid giving others the chance to exploit you. This wisdom holds true not just in battle, but also in everyday life. First, the world is a complex place, and to establish yourself, you must not only understand the people and society around you, but also carefully guard your personal weaknesses. Your social connections might seem insignificant at first glance, but they are among your most powerful tools in life. Wise individuals know that flaunting their network can expose them to unnecessary scrutiny and leave them open to criticism or manipulation. Second, a strong social circle provides access to opportunities and resources. However, boasting about your connections can invite trouble. Overexposure can lead others to view you as arrogant or self-serving, making it easier for them to undermine or take advantage of you. Third, showcasing your relationships often provokes envy and resentment. People tend to compare themselves to others and seeing someone with greater access to power or privilege can create feelings of frustration or hostility. For example, a recent story went viral about a woman who posted a lavish gift she received from a well-known director. This stirred up a wave of online backlash, bringing unexpected trouble to both her and others involved. This case illustrates how oversharing, even online, can have real-life consequences. In 2014, when he was 51, he became sober, and the first time in his life, it would not have been the same guy again. Additionally, flaunting connections with influential people, whether through photos with celebrities or boasting about close ties to successful individuals, can breed jealousy and damage your relationships. Envious individuals may gossip about you, sabotage your reputation, or create unnecessary conflict in your life. This phenomenon stems from a common psychological tendency. People often admire the underdog, while resenting those they perceive as too powerful or privileged. The more successful or connected you appear, the more likely you are to draw unwarranted negativity. Ultimately, keeping your social connections private is not about diminishing your achievements. It's about protecting yourself and your relationships. Humility and discretion can shield you from jealousy, strengthen bonds with those who matter most, and help you avoid unnecessary conflict in a world where perception often matters more than reality. The third rule: don't brag about your child's abilities. And parents, it's natural to feel proud of your child's achievements. Sharing their successes and talents can be heartwarming, but boasting excessively about their abilities can lead to unnecessary complications. 3 disorders are carried by almost everyone in a society. You have Crohn's disease, Brown's disease. In traditional Chinese culture, humility is considered a virtue. Parents often teach their children the value of modesty and discourage arrogance. Similarly, in social situations, it's important to showcase your child's skills in a balanced way. Overdoing it may provoke envy or resentment, making your child a target for criticism or unwelcome attention. Excessive emphasis on a child's talents can also create stress. Children might feel overwhelmed by high parental expectations or fear they won't live up to them. This kind of pressure can lead to anxiety, frustration, or self-doubt, ultimately affecting their overall well-being and, in some instances, disparity. Additionally, constantly praising a child's abilities may foster overconfidence or complacency, which can hinder their growth. Children need an environment that encourages humility, equality, and freedom to explore their potential at their own pace. In summary, avoid flaunting wealth, influence, social connections, or your child's abilities. Embracing humility fosters healthier relationships and fewer unnecessary conflicts. Living with modesty and grace can simplify your life and allow you to focus on what truly matters. If you're still with me and find these insights helpful, comment 2 below to let me know you're here. Dear friends, our lives are deeply connected to the relationships we build, whether with our spouses, parents, children, friends, or colleagues. The question is, how can we keep these relationships harmonious and meaningful? This is a challenge that requires thoughtful reflection and effort. Some people believe that reasoning with others is the fastest way to damage a relationship, and many seem to agree. However, what they often fail to realize is that avoiding reasoning or meaningful communication in a long-term relationship can lead to an even worse outcome. While constructive feedback may initially make someone uncomfortable, over time it can encourage personal growth and mutual understanding. Conversely, a relationship that avoids addressing issues is like ignoring the elephant in the room. It might seem fine temporarily, but unresolved problems inevitably lead to tension and conflict." End quote. An interesting question was once posed online. Why does a boyfriend, knowing his girlfriend is upset, choose to reason with her instead of consoling her? The responses were diverse, but they typically fell into two perspectives. One blamed the boyfriend for lacking emotional intelligence, while the other criticized the girlfriend for being immature. Those who claimed the boyfriend lacked emotional intelligence argued that in love and marriage, a man should comfort and cherish the woman. However, this ideal is often impractical in real life. Even parents cannot endlessly coddle their children, let alone a romantic partner. So we need not refuse help when we have the chance. On the other hand, those who called out the girlfriend's immaturity offered a more grounded view. Respect is fundamental in any relationship. A connection that lacks open dialogue and reasoning creates an imbalance of power, where one partner dominates or suppresses the other. This is essentially a form of control. Human nature shows us that wherever there is control, resistance is bound to follow. For any relationship to thrive, there must be mutual respect and the willingness to listen to sincere feedback. This is how trust and understanding grow stronger over time. Striving for perfection often backfires. Striving for perfection in relationships often means suppressing one's true feelings to maintain peace or please the other person. While this may temporarily smooth over conflicts, it is not sustainable in the long term. From grief to growth, from thenceforth, it is man's choice. In short-term situations, like professional collaborations, compromise may be necessary to achieve a common goal. But in personal relationships, long-term forced compromises often lead to frustration and resentment. Even if someone can endure such pressure temporarily, it almost always backfires in the end. The renowned psychologist Sigmund Freud once said, "Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways." In relationships, emotions, whether positive or negative, accumulate over time. Eventually, they will manifest in some way. This is why suppressing feelings or keeping the peace at all costs is rarely a solution. True harmony requires open communication, mutual respect, and the courage to address issues directly. Reasoning is essential for long-lasting relationships. Lucas Nitos. It's important to recognize that emotions alone cannot sustain a relationship over time. A relationship built only on feelings and lacking logic or reason often struggles to last and may even result in unintended harm to both parties. Many people in love mistakenly believe that reasoning is rigid, controlling, or a sign of insufficient care or tolerance. However, the truth is that someone who engages in reasoning within a relationship is often the one who values it most and genuinely wants it to succeed. As the saying goes, spectators cheer, but critics are the real buyers. In the world of business, professionals know that the customers who give constructive feedback are often the ones who invest in the product. Success depends on addressing reasonable critiques. The same principle applies to relationships. People who only flatter or praise without offering honest feedback may already be considering their exit or might be using their compliments to manipulate you. Loosely executive principle number 1. Never charade from truth or cheat. Even the wisest people make mistakes, so it's only natural for us, as ordinary individuals, to do the same. Strong relationships are built on mutual understanding. Many believe that relationships are purely emotional and lack rationality. However, love is both an art and a science. It requires time, effort, and growth to thrive. Ultimately, love that grows steadily over time is far more enduring than love that happens in an instant. True connection comes from adjusting to each other's habits and building mutual reliance, which forms the foundation of a strong relationship. Relationships are like the life cycle of plants. Grass with shallow roots may flourish temporarily, but cannot sustain itself long term. On the other hand, deeply rooted trees, even if they appear withered in the harshness of winter, will bloom again in the warmth of spring. No relationship is perfect from the start. Like a rough gemstone, it requires effort and refinement to become something truly valuable. For a relationship to endure, it must withstand challenges, embrace growth, and discover a shared harmony over time. Building harmonious relationships, balancing empathy and reason. In The Astonishing Power of Emotions, there's a compelling quote: "Rules and punishments can't transform someone's inner self. They only influence external behavior, forcing people to conceal their true desires." Human nature cannot stay hidden forever. When frustration and dissatisfaction build up over time, an emotional outburst is inevitable. Empathy means seeing the world from someone else's perspective, which fosters understanding and forgiveness. But when someone's perspective becomes inflexible, reason must step in to restore balance. Blindly catering to others often leads to forced compromises, which are unsustainable in the long run. To maintain a healthy relationship, empathy must be balanced with rationality. Some people believe strong relationships are built solely on love, without the need for logic. But in reality, enduring relationships rely on mutual understanding and alignment, achieved through honest conversations and constructive feedback. Rationality is not the enemy of love. It's what strengthens it. Dear friends, the ancient wisdom states, true strength lies in staying calm amidst fear. 1. Clarity, the core of sound decision-making. In moments of urgency, avoid speaking impulsively. During times of chaos, be cautious not to misjudge others. When faced with difficult choices, take care not to select the wrong path. Many people falter under pressure, blurting out unfiltered thoughts, misplacing trust, or making hasty decisions at life's crossroads. One of life's greatest challenges is preserving clarity in the face of confusion. Life is like a game of chess. Every move matters. A single misstep can lead to a cascade of irreversible consequences. This is why each decision should be approached with deliberation, guided by clarity of mind. How can we maintain this clarity? It's simpler than you think. Hold firm to your core principles, stay true to your direction, and strive to keep a clear mind even in turbulent times. Are your values guiding you toward thoughtful, intentional choices? When anchored by these principles, clarity becomes not just a possibility, but a natural way of life. 2. The art of calmness in relationships. There's a saying, face pain without complaint, smile without speaking, and handle fear without panic. Those who endure pain without complaining demonstrate incredible strength. If someone has never experienced adversity, they may remain fragile, easily broken by challenges. Just like a tree becomes strongest where it has healed its scars, people grow braver and more resilient after facing hardships. Someone who endures suffering without complaint builds the courage to face even greater challenges. They become unshakable in the storms of life, pressing forward with determination and evolving into a true warrior. Smiling without speaking is a hallmark of wisdom. Beyond our families, no one owes us kindness or consideration. In relationships with others, It's important not to rely too heavily on anyone or harbor resentment. When you see someone's true character, there's no need to call them out. When you understand a situation, there's no need to explain yourself. Being wise means speaking less, avoiding unnecessary conflicts, and maintaining composure. A quiet smile reflects wisdom and grace. Facing fear without losing composure is a sign of inner strength. Life is full of ups and downs, and remaining calm is crucial during tough times. Avoid letting fear or panic take over. Instead, approach challenges with clarity and patience. Manage your emotions, stay grounded, and you'll find that even the most complex problems can be resolved, and the heaviest burdens can be carried with ease. 3. Finding joy in optimism. Be someone who is cheerful and optimistic. Spend quality time with inspiring people or enjoy quiet moments with loved ones. As I've aged, I've realized that life often revolves around two primary homes: the one we create for our children and the one we make for ourselves. Some may see this as dull or repetitive, but others find joy and purpose in nurturing it. The truth is, much of life is routine and unremarkable. Yet, those with creativity and optimism can transform the ordinary into something extraordinary. One writer wisely said, "Focus on the one or two joys in life, not the 8 or 9 troubles." As we grow older, it's important to let go of superficial engagements and avoid wasting time and energy on unnecessary social obligations. As we weather life's storms, we must simplify and let go of distractions. Aging gracefully means finding joy in simplicity, having meaningful friendships, and loving family by your side. This is, without a doubt, the most beautiful way to live. 4. The art of true friendship. Respecting boundaries. A true friendship doesn't require constant interaction. It's about holding each other in your thoughts and hearts. There's a saying I love: whether we meet or not, as long as we remember one another, even without contact, we haven't forgotten. That's enough. The beauty of genuine friendships lies in their resilience. Not reaching out doesn't mean forgetting, and silence doesn't mean indifference. The best friendships are like stars. You may not always see them, but you know they're always there. Such friendships don't fade with time or cool with distance. Caring for someone doesn't always mean being physically present. It's often about understanding and respecting boundaries. Sometimes, giving someone space is its own act of love and appreciation. Occasionally, I send a simple message to friends I haven't spoken to in a while. It's getting colder. Remember to bundle up. If you're not feeling well, please rest. No matter how busy or tired you are, take care of yourself. It's a small way to show you care without overstepping. 5. The essence of love, growing old together. Love is most meaningful when it endures. When two people grow old together, hand in hand, supporting each other through life's seasons. But what is love, truly? It is an ever-changing process. An infinite compassion of the soul, like a sweet sea lake. Love is, when the kitchen fills with smoke, you wait for me by the door. When the sun sets, I wait for you by the hillside. The way things are. During the hottest summer months, and then at the best of times to find a quiet spot and just be waiting. It's all part of keeping you in place. We're never going to sleep again. Star Trek Episode 3, the limitless ocean. And when the moon wanes, I wait for you until it's full again. And when we've grown old, we'll wait for each other in the next life. True love is being lifelong partners. Its highest form is staying devoted, whether your hair is still dark or has turned silver. Loving each other unconditionally through the years. One might guess that love gives you greater freedom, but what lies behind it is true gratification, a greater feeling of meaning. There's a far more powerful feeling than circumstance. It is perhaps the greatest gift of all. As someone once said, I don't long for a dramatic or glamorous love story. I simply hope that when we're old, we'll still care for one another. An infatuation sparked by first sight can't compare to the steady love built over years of shared experiences. Passionate declarations fade, but love nurtured by time becomes unshakable. The solitary roots in the shape of our lives can always be seen. May we look back on our lives and find a love that only deepened with age. And may we journey through life with someone who stands beside us, cherishing every moment until the end. 6. The highest perspective on life, facing it with a smile. We arrive in this world because we must, and we leave it because we have no choice. Life's journey is never simple. What we learn from others' lives is this: there's no perfect existence, only a deeper understanding of life. Feng Zikai wisely said, if you love, you'll find love in every corner of life. If you hate, hatred will follow you everywhere. If you are grateful, gratitude will appear in everything. And if you grow, every experience will help you grow. It's often said that a narrow heart magnifies small troubles, while an open heart shrinks even the greatest challenges. In this chapter, we'll explore the differences between sensitivity and seeking healing. The ultimate way to live is to cry when you arrive in this world and smile when you leave. No matter how difficult life becomes, face it with a smile. An open heart brings peace, and with it, even life's greatest problems become manageable. Dear friends, navigating relationships and understanding others have always been fundamental aspects of life. Hun Yingming, the author of Kai Jintan, Vegetable Roots Discourse, once wrote, "Heaven gives us toil to temper our spirit and challenges to awaken our understanding of life's truths." In his youth, Hong pursued worldly ambitions and success in government service. However, later in life, he withdrew to the mountains, dedicating himself to Buddhist teachings and writing. Kai Jintan has since become a timeless classic. Its concise, elegant expressions and profound insights explore human nature, morality, ambition, self-cultivation, and relationships. Its wisdom continues to resonate across generations. Here are the 10 most profound quotes from Kai Jintan. Wisdom in dealing with people and situations to avoid misfortune, cultivate blessings, and grasp the ways of a virtuous master. 1. Step back to move forward. Give to receive. Taking a step back is the foundation for progress. Helping others lays the groundwork for your own success. In life, humility and generosity are marks of true wisdom. Retreating or yielding in difficult situations creates opportunities for advancement. Similarly, acts of kindness and generosity not only help others, but also build a strong foundation for your future blessings. 2. Don't celebrate ease. Don't fear adversity. Adversity is like a needle that tempers the body, and it afflicts. Without realizing it, it strengthens us. Ease and comfort can be a hidden weapon. Without knowing it, we lose ourselves. Adversity refines our character, much like medicine. that heals without us realizing it. On the other hand, living a life of ease can dull our awareness and resolve, leaving us vulnerable to complacency and hidden dangers. 3. Bitter medicine heals. Honest words hurt. Listen to truths that are hard to hear. Face situations that challenge your comfort. This is how you sharpen your character. If all you hear are sweet lies, and all you face are easy roads, you risk being trapped in toxic indulgence. Hearing unpleasant truths and facing difficult realities may sting at first, but they help us grow and refine our character. Surrounding ourselves with only flattery and comfort may feel pleasant, but it ultimately weakens our resolve and clouds our judgment, much like being consumed by an intoxicating but harmful sweetness. Surround yourselves with bitterness, and life will become less bitter. 4. Humility is the ultimate blessing. Repentance is the greatest virtue of the earth and heaven. Even the grandest achievements can crumble under the weight of arrogance. Even the gravest mistakes can be undone with genuine repentance. This means that no matter how remarkable your accomplishments, arrogance will inevitably lead to failure. On the other hand, even if someone has committed significant wrongs, a sincere willingness to change can pave the way to redemption and a better future. 5. A single thought can shape your fortune or misfortune. When a thought arises, if it leads you toward unchecked desires, pull it back to reason. Notice harmful thoughts as they surface and redirect them immediately. This moment of recognition is the critical turning point where you can transform misfortune into blessings and avoid calamity. Never overlook its importance. When a thought first forms, if it's rooted in selfishness or harm, use your rational mind to guide it back to a positive path. Spotting and correcting your thoughts early can mean the difference between harm and harmony, between despair and hope. 6. Stillness, simplicity, and reflection lead to true wisdom. In stillness, clarity arises, revealing the heart's essence. In moments of calm, composure grows, uncovering deeper truths. In simplicity, joy flourishes, showing the heart's pure delights. These 3 practices guide us to life's greater wisdom. This means that in quiet moments, the mind becomes clear, allowing us to see our true nature. In peaceful leisure, we discover profound truths within, and in simplicity, we find joy, balance, and contentment. Through reflection and calm, we can connect with life's deeper meaning and align with its ultimate truths. 7. Suspicion breeds trouble. Simplicity brings peace. Second census. There's no greater happiness than having fewer worries. There's no greater burden than constant suspicion. Only those who've carried heavy burdens can appreciate the joy of simplicity. Only those with calm hearts understand how destructive suspicion can be, said Singer. True peace comes from freeing yourself from unnecessary concerns. Doubt and suspicion, however, create endless turmoil. A tranquil mind recognizes the value of simplicity, while constant suspicion only deepens one's struggles. 8. Virtue may bring temporary solitude, but flattery leads to lifelong regret. Living with virtue may sometimes feel isolating, but hearing our story brings us closer. Pandering to power and wealth invites lasting sorrow. Those who understand life's deeper truths focus on what endures beyond material wealth or fleeting pleasures. They're willing to endure brief loneliness in exchange for a life of integrity and fulfillment. This means that standing firm in your values might lead to temporary rejection, but chasing fleeting rewards through flattery or deceit results in lasting regret. The wise prioritize eternal truths over temporary desires, choosing integrity over compromise, even if it means facing moments of solitude. 9. Make room for others. Share the good. When the path is narrow, step aside to let others through. When enjoying something delicious, share a bit for others to enjoy. This simple approach to life fosters harmony and spreads goodwill. This means being generous and considerate in daily life, making space for others, and sharing what you have, creating a sense of community and joy among those around you. 10. Stay true to yourself for lasting peace. Never betray your conscience. Avoid severing bonds without reason, and don't waste resources. These 3 principles can cultivate virtue in the world, support the lives of others, and pass on blessings to future generations. This highlights the importance of living with integrity, nurturing relationships, and using resources responsibly. These actions create a positive impact on the world, ensure sustainability, and bring lasting benefits to those who come after us. If you found this video helpful, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, share it with your loved ones, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new content. Your support and encouragement are a tremendous source of motivation for us to continue bringing even greater value to the community. Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.